We're joined by Ehsan Hossein-Zadeh, lawyer and manager at Iran of the World's NGO. Thank you very much indeed for being with us, Ehsan. And are these reports credible? Will these prisoners now go free, do you think?
There are several points regarding this pardon. First of all, pardon is not compatible with the nature of the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic, this regime has been adopted an extremist, violent interpretation of Islam and kills the people in the streets and execute the people and suppresses its own people. So this is in contrary of the nature of the Islamic Republic. Second of all, these statistics are baseless because there is no rule of law in Iran. We didn't hear how many people were arrested during the protest. Lots of people got kidnapped. Lots of 16-year-old Nika Shakarami was held in the prison and then tortured and then was killed. And lots of other young teenagers had the same destiny in the prisons of Islamic Republic. So when you have the regime that there is no, in which there is no rule of law, you cannot trust this kind of baseless statistic that the regime proclaim. So another thing, it is very important that note in the capacity of prisons of Iran has been full. They have been keeping 2 or maybe 3 times of capacity of the prisons, prisoners in the prison. And it is very important to note that, for example, in the greatest Tehran prison, there is no water to drink, there is no food, and the prisoners shall pay for their own food and water. This is really against the human rights. So there is no other option but to free these prisoners. And the last thing, the regime wants to get a deal and show off to the Western countries that it is a legitimate country and it has been adopting a good policy towards people's unrest. But it is a lie. We all have seen that the regime's brutality against its own people.
Is this, well, that's what I wanted to ask you, Ehsan. Is if this is, as you say, untrue, is this a piece of theatre aimed for the rest of the world, or is it more a case of trying to deter further protests inside Iran?
Both of them, because from one side, regimes see that it cannot control these insatisfaction of its own people. Then if it continue to arrest more people, it will create more enemy inside of the country for itself. Then it has this international community that everyone saw, the international community saw, the media, international media saw that what is the Islamic regime's brutality means during this past month. And so this is kind of a multi-dimensional decision that they have made, but I really doubt the nature of this decision and the reality and the fact-checking of this decision.
Ehsan, what impact has Iran's agreement with Saudi Arabia had on the protest movement in Iran?
I don't think it will have any impact. Even Islamic regime make peace with lots of countries that it has problem with. There is a legitimacy issue for the regime. The people of Iran believe that this regime is not legitimate. Then the democratic process of people's involvement in the decision-making process has been disrupted from 44 years ago. And this Islamist extremists who have taken our country hostage since 44 years ago, that they don't want to participate people in this decision-making process. You know what I mean? And there is another issue that I doubt that it will be resolved. Even though, for example, with Saudi Arabia, they reached some arrangement but it will be temporary because the problem is there. The Iranian regime has adopted the extremist Shia politics,
Okay.
and it is a hostile politic towards a neighboring country, and I don't think the
You don't
problem
see
will
any
be resolved for long.